Hey there, Tyrion, Game Changer here. So, I've actually just raided the CP single-handedly. Nobody's picked us up. There's a learning curve in there for us. But more importantly, we're going to have a look at your base today. So I'm just scanning you from my Are You Sog Enough alternative account. I joined another team, just one of the open teams who don't know what they're doing, just so I had 25 players to raid. So that's kind of why it looks like I've joined the Blades, as it were. So observation initially, you've got a couple of obviously areas of quite close spawning. Now, if I were to drop my tank, say, on that little square there, that's straight away going to interest the salvo. With the salvo interested in the tank, it means I can then use the M270s to take said salvo out, probably relatively cheaply as well. Now, the other thing I want you to be thinking about is, again, you've got another spawn zone here. You've got mines which are quite close to the base. Now, obviously I use a HIMARS, but you know, if I'm using M270s, I'm not really going to be troubled by that mine there, because I could probably hit you from this spawn zone really. So I'd suggest maybe moving those mines out a little bit. And what I want all of you guys that are going to watch this video, because I'm going to put them all in the training room from now, just to obviously show people what I can see and how I do these assessments. But let's play the event, for example. Now, if I'm playing the event and I want to take that machine gun out, if I'm using an M270, I am outranged by the machine gun. You all know that, because that's how you kill said machine gun. You aim for that wall, you don't aim for the machine gun, you aim for that wall. The damage of the wall, the splash damage if you will, then takes care of the machine gun. So why you guys always put your turrets next to the wall, I have no idea, because you see that every day when you play the events, yet we still do it, and I see a lot of people do that. So I want everybody to have a little bit of a think about that as well. Now, every single one of these turrets is pretty much touching. Now, that means if I hit one turret, I'm probably going to get another turret for free, because the splash damage of me taking out one turret will catch the other turret. And ultimately, if it doesn't take it out entirely, it massively weakens it. So you don't want any fobs touching. If I take that war factory out, I can guarantee that it's touching those two turrets there. The damage of the war factory is likely to also take out those two turrets. So, you know, we need to be having honest discussions with ourselves. You need to think like an attacker, and as I say, I do have a little bit of trouble when people use the same strategy in the event, yet then don't think that other people are going to use that strategy on their base. It's kind of beyond us, if I'm honest. So we all need to have a little bit of think about that. And I'm not picking on you, Tyrion. This is what I see every day. This is why I do the base assessment videos. Now, the other thing I want you to have a little bit of think about, I mean, I'm liking the fact that you've got Peacemaker, that's good. I mean, nice coverage on the Peacemaker, totally get that. The chances are that I could rush that Peacemaker, so I just spawn there and then move forward. I'll get underneath its fire path, and then I'm obviously going to hit that Peacemaker, game over, no bother. What then is going to pick us up? If I've just nailed the Peacemaker, say, from there, that's gone. Am I going to get hit by flak? Probably. That's not really going to cause us any bother. Am I going to get hit by the howitzer? No, I'm going to be completely out of range of the howitzer. Am I going to get hit by the heavy cannon? No, I'm completely out of range of the heavy cannon. So you've set yourself up a bit of a soft side here. You feel it's good because you've got the Peacemaker, happy days, no bother. But in actual fact, the Peacemaker is quite easily taken care of. I could show you a couple of different methods. If I put a tank here, the Peacemaker will lock onto the tank. I can then M270 here. But what I usually do, I usually put said tank here and then drive it along to, say, the oil area here. And then what happens to the Peacemaker? It fires where the tank was, not where the tank is. And that again enables me to use other methods to take out. Peacemakers, when you think about it, actually are quite gullible, because unlike salvos obviously lock on, Peacemakers and howitzers don't. So you've got to kind of have a little bit of a think. If you put something in, will it work? If it doesn't work, why doesn't it work? And then we need to have a little bit of think about it. Now, I did look at your base. One of the things that would cause me personal bother, certainly with this attack platoon, but not perhaps with my own attack platoon. That you've got some really nice, powerful helicopters in there, and everybody is struggling for anti-air at the moment. I mean, I'm blessed that I've got 3 accounts, and every single one of them's got Zeus, because that's what you had back in the day, but you don't get it much now. So most of you guys will struggle with anti-air, and I like the fact that you're identifying that, and then you're going for it with the helicopters. Now, if you think that is what makes most of our team vulnerable, you're going to put that on this peripheral, and it's not, again, probably likely. Well, you know, I'll give you your due, actually, because if I went to go for that if I went to take the helicopter out, which is probably what most people at your level are going to try and do, get rid of the helicopters, and then, you know, they can handle most of the things. The Peacemaker is probably offering protection for that, but I'd be placing a mine somewhere in this sort of area here, again, just to give them a little bit of things to think about. Don't make anything easy for them, so I'd be certainly having a little bit of a think about how that would work. Now, my problem with your war factory here is, you know, yes, Peacemaker, happy days, good coverage, howitzer, happy days, good coverage. Now, I reckon I'm going to take this war factory. Now, I haven't got a setup here. This is a very, very old account. I haven't got a setup here that's gonna survive very, very long in this format. So, you know, I will lose this battle undoubtedly. But if I had a much stronger attack and defence, let's just see what would happen. Ah, bastards, I've been killed. Good. I'll tell you what, I'll come back to that. Whoever has killed me, absolutely fantastic. You have passed the award for Operation Vigilance. I'll come back to that. What I was going to say, let's just find you. I'm back on the map. Right, I'm back in your map now. So what I'm going to suggest that will happen for your base, and I bet if you watch your replay videos, I'm going to prove myself absolutely correct. I know I am. That one of two things will happen. Either they'll rush that Peacemaker from this side here, take the Peacemaker out, and then you're pretty safe, because yes, you've got you've got the barracks to contend with. Soldiers aren't really going to cause most people much bother, and you've got the helicopters to contend with. But I reckon what I would do if I was the attacker on here, I would spawn. I would trundle over, and the M270s would absolutely nail that war factory there, and I bet not a single turret's going to even pick us up. Not a single one. So once your war factory's gone, because let's be honest, apart from the helicopters there, the biggest single threat that people have is what comes out of the war factory. So really, that needs to be well covered. So if it was me, I would potentially be swapping that howitzer for the salvo, and I'd be placing that mine round about somewhere between those two buildings there, because let's be honest, if that mine's tripped me up, chances are everything in your base is already fucking gone, isn't it? You know what I mean? If those two mines are going to cause me bother, it's probably that, you know what, you've killed us, but I'm going to cause you a little bit of damage on your way past your victory lap, you know what I mean? The 3 to 4 mines in there, for me, would be far better placed to cause the guys bother, so I'd probably have a couple here. I'd be having one here, and you know what, when they get past those mines, you know, there is an argument, well, the mines then don't do any good, but what you're trying to do is just make life very, very difficult for them, you know what I mean? It's with the long range of an M270, I reckon I could probably hit that base there and probably not even get any issue from those mines at all. The likelihood he'd probably come from sort of this side and take out. So that's what I want you to have a think about. I want the rest of the guys to have a little bit of think about what I'm saying, as well as I will be doing these videos regularly with you guys, and I will post each one in training. I'll delete it thereafter. It will be obviously available in my training catalogue. You know, if obviously people want it. I'll send Tyrion obviously a personal link for this one here, but you know, you'll hopefully see what Game Change is all about. We're here to make you strong, here to make you better, and obviously see what we can see from an enemy's point of view. So, top tips, my friend: mine placement, swap Peacemaker for the howitzer. I would go a little bit less machine gun, and if you're going to have 2 flak, have one either side, because if I get rid of that peacemaker, then the only thing going to hit me on this side is flak. What if I'm using M270? You've got nothing from this side once that peacemaker's gone. You've got turrets touching, you've got walls and turrets touching, you've got mines in the, you know what, you've killed us, but I'm gonna hurt you a little bit position. All of which probably need to be looked at. And then you've got spawn zones. You really want to be placing your buildings. It's 2.5 squares, so if you drag these two buildings out and brought them this way a little bit, you'll probably lose all this spawn zone here. If you kind of spaced these out correctly, you'll lose all these spawn zones here. You really, as you have on this side, want your spawn zones pushing as far out as you can. And the golden rule is 2.5 squares. If you've got more than 2.5 squares between a building, you'll get a gap in the middle. If you've got less than that, you probably could space out better and you know, get a much better sort of spawn area looked at. Okay, bro, thanks very much. Take care.